there, starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and start into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so very much for being here for the first time. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for coming back. And to my subscribers, thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and support. It means the world to me. If you haven't clicked on the subscribe button, go ahead and do so now. Put your positive energies into this Capella family and click on the notification bell so that you get notified as to when I put new readings out and to include when I go live. If you would like a personal reading or a coaching session, or if you would like to sign up for a 14-day free trial of one of my Capella memberships, check out the description box below or go to capellawellness.com. The memberships include entries into free drawings monthly. You get daily guidance videos. You get to directly chat with me on my mobile app. You get to meet some amazing people there and join a tighter knit group in that realm, I should say. All right. If you have any questions about anything at all, please don't feel hesitant to contact me. My information is in the description box below. With that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. How are you? I hope you are well. I send you many blessings and much, much love to you, as I always do. I want to mention that if you've been watching me before, this is the last time I'm going to be doing this type of reading since I've transitioned for now, and I don't need to conserve my energies as much as I did for the past 2 months. I'm going to go back to doing the readings that I used to be doing on this channel, the more in-depth ones with more cards and all that stuff. So the readings will be changing for November, so I just want to give you guys a heads up, okay? For those of you who are new here, this is not usually how I do my readings. It's just that I went through a really major life change, and my guides told me to cut down on the time and energy utilized for these readings so that I can be well enough and able enough to deal with the massive life changes that I recently went through. Anyway, so that's that. Remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else who's watching. Just keep your unhealthy ego at the door. Make sure you're honest with yourself and your situation. So what we're going to do for this one, we're going to do, again, what you need to be working on at this time. And whatever else Spirit wants to tell us. What does Gemini need to be working on, Holy Spirit? Archangels, galactic families, Pleiadians, Sirians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. I think somebody's nervous because for whatever reason, my right leg is fidgeting, and I don't fidget when I do my readings. All right, let me stop. What does Gemini need to work on? All right. You're coming up in your reading. A lot of the other signs, their cards have been coming up. So there's the Lover's card, and there's the Eight of Ghosts, okay? The underlying energy is the Five of Pumpkins. It's the Five of Pentacles. So it looks like for some of you, you need to see the forest through the trees. That's what I heard. Some of you need to understand that you are deserving of whatever it is that your heart is desiring, okay? It could very well be deserving of this connection with somebody, a deep soul connection. This is soulmate, twin flame type of energy. I don't like to utilize the term twin flame. It's more like counterpart is what I've been guided to use. So same concept, but anyway, different terminology. But don't get hung up on the labels here. This is more of a connection that is ordained by God, because this is a major arcana, right? And it talks also about the choices that you make that are based on your heart, from your heart. Some of you may be looking at this as, I'm not really deserving of like this really highly, this, what's it called? This higher love. Okay. Cause that's what this is. You may be thinking that, you don't really have what it takes for this. You feel there's a lack of self-worth here, a lack of self-confidence. There's doubt. Some of you may even be doubting, this connection with somebody that you have. But if you know that your intuition tells you that you love this person on a soul level, I'm hearing love you with the love of Christ, because that is the type of love that both of you have for each other. It's not just romantic love, even though this is also a romance card. This is more of a higher form, because in the Rider-Waite, you have the female on the card looking up at the angel, and the man is looking at the female. So this is more of the female leading the counterparts, connecting to God, always choosing, making choices based on what is in alignment with his or her highest good. And it's more of the feminine energy, but there's technically a female looking at the angel. That is keeping your eyes on God. That is aligning yourself with God and being true to your morals and your values, right? So some of you may be thinking that this connection is never going to come into a divine union, because this is also divine union. It's harmonious here. There's this like really poor mentality or view that you have on this connection. This is for some of you, not for all of you. And Spirit is really asking you to change your perspective about this. There could even be health issues here, or what's it called? Self-pity. Okay. Apparently for some of you, this connection is making you feel really low. Okay. If that's the case, guys, you need to really start aligning with God. Do not be focusing so much on this connection here, because this Lovers talks about you making choices based off your heart and aligning with those things, choosing the things that are for your highest good, that are for you. So if this connection is really making you feel down and out, there are some sort of health implications here with this card. Some of you are, what's it called? You're feeling this lack because some of you are currently not in alignment with your person. You guys currently don't have the same morals and values. You're not looking at things in the same way. Or some of you, you and your person do not look at this connection the same way. Now, don't get disheartened by this, because it happens during the connection where both of you are not on the same page. You are together in the 5D. You are always in union in the 5D. But when it comes to the 3D, it doesn't start off that way. You have to work towards that, where you get into alignment with your higher self, to be harmonious, to do your emotional healing, to free up the space to allow this love to come in, because this is a divine love. If you're not in alignment with your divine self, or your heart is not full of the divine love, your heart is full of 5 of Pentacles, you're not going to attract that type of connection. All right. There's a lot of emotional healing, a lot of work that has to be done. But again, it's more keeping your eyes on God. And some of you may feel like this is surprising, because when I look at this card, Dracula's coming in through her window and she's startled, right? She's looking at a love letter. She's reading something, and he comes in out of nowhere. So you may be surprised at how challenging this connection is, how difficult it is. You're like, if this is true love, if this is my counterpart, if this is a deep soul connection, why do I feel this? That's because you need to change what you are doing with yourself. You need to elevate your vibration. You need to stop looking at, I don't have this. I don't have this love. When you're coming from a place of lack, you're going to attract more of it. That's not in alignment with already thinking that you have this type of connection. You have this type of love. Or this could even just be something with like a deep soul connection with a friend or something like that, okay? Or just you having this strong connection with God. It could even be that. So if you have this, you're in this lack mentality, I don't have this, I don't have that, guess what? You are drawing that in. You're coming from a place of not having anything when God's trying to get you to see you have this. And again, if you're in a divine counterpart connection, you are already together in the 5th dimension. You are looking at this from a 3D perspective. This is a soul connection. This is not strictly romance, okay? There's a higher purpose to this connection. So some of you need to look at this in a different light, all right? I'm hearing you need to have more of an abundant mindset, and abundance doesn't just talk about money. Maybe this is a money thing for some of you. But when you have a more positive mindset and you're already believing that you have whatever this Lover's card represents for you, then you start to magnetize it. You start to draw it in, right? I'm hearing like calling in your soulmate. It's a law of attraction here. you attract what you are vibrating at. So if you're out of alignment with this type of energy here, then you're pushing that type of this lover's energy, this connection, this union, this I'm hearing wholeness with those energy. It's all over the place because my guides keep throwing all this stuff at me, but this is really stemming from this energy is non-alignment with this. So you guys need to get into alignment with this. Lovers is alignment. All right. But there's more of an emotional clearing that needs to take place. Pity parties, guys, are not going to help you. You have the key to unlock the door to get you out of this like very down and out energy. There's turmoil here. There's a lot of really, really low vibration with the Five of Pentacles. There is help for you, Gemini. If you're down in the dumps and you're having these pity parties and this connection, whatever this is causing you to, it's affecting your health. You're experiencing poor health for some of you. There is help out there, whether it's a human being, your spirit guides, a counselor, whatever. There's help available to you. Don't keep circling the church when you're literally in front of the church and you're like, oh, it's like, woe is me. I need help. Somebody needs to help me. But the help is already inside there. And what I get very strongly is that a lot of you need to go to your guides, your angels, a spiritual leader, a spiritual mentor, God. I talked about aligning yourself with God here, keeping your eyes on God. That female person in the Rider-Waite card for the lovers is looking at the angel. She's not looking at the 3D because man represents the 3D stuff. She's not looking at her counterpart. She's looking at God first and foremost. I'm hearing that somebody's yearning for somebody. You have to understand that this is a soul connection. Again, you have to feel the person energetically because that's going to help you understand that love doesn't necessarily need to be materialized in the physical for you to feel it. The person does not need to validate that for you. The person does not need to tell you in the 3D. It's an energy. It's a soul connection, okay? So some of you really got to get away from this energy. And there's the Eight of Cups right there, the Eight of Ghosts. You're emotionally unfulfilled. Do something about the emotional unfulfillment. This is you making choices that are coming from your heart, knowing the things that are going to make you happy. You have a choice to be consumed by the idea of not having that person in the physical, because this is earth energy, this is physical stuff. Or you choose to focus on you and your emotional healing. It's always a choice. Some of you, you have this tendency to be in relationships where there is no equal balance. There is unrequited love, or you don't have the same vision. You don't have the same viewpoints on life. Again, morals and values. There's disharmony with this Lover's card. So some of you continue to get into these relationships when some of you are looking at the romance aspect of it. You can have all the romance in the world, guys, but if you guys don't have like the same types of viewpoints on things, you don't look at life in a very similar manner. Like one person looks at God this way and the other person looks at God that way, or something like that. And it doesn't necessarily work, especially for God ordained connection, the soul connection. In order for this type of connection to work, both of you have to be looking at it from the same viewpoint. I was going to say telescope, periscope. Might not make sense, but that's what they were telling me. This energy, I'm feeling very strong for some of you, is really consuming you. You have the ability to walk away from this. And for some of you, this is seeking help, and to not be ashamed of that. Okay? Don't be ashamed of getting this help. Something needs to change with the 5 here. You know there's something better for you. Go pursue that. Do what is right for you, Gemini. If you're getting hung up on, not having this union or having this connection with this person into 3D, that's because you got to get out of this. You're getting hung up on this thing. It's not materializing. I don't have the union. Why is it not as easy for us to come into union? Why is this connection so difficult? Because true love is not easy to attain. God isn't just going to give us that incredible agape love with somebody if we don't do the work, if we're not in alignment with that. Again, this is not in alignment with this. You know there's something better for you. And if you're not feeling fulfilled emotionally and this connection is making you feel like down in the dumps, again, you got to look at it differently because it's not your run-of-the-mill connection. But you got to make those choices that are right for you. What is your heart telling you to do? If you know this person and you are just not on the same level right now, you're not in alignment, then walk away. You need to work on your healing. This person is not going to hold your hand through this, Gemini. They're not. So it's time for you to go on that spiritual quest. It's the spiritual journey to find what ultimately fulfills you, because after the 8 of Cups is the 9 of Cups. 9 is self-fulfillment. You find the Holy Grail, you find what ultimately fulfills you, and it's not going to be this romance, it's not going to be a relationship, it's not going to be this soul connection that's going to bring you the fulfillment. You find it on your own as you go through the quest and you say, okay, I got to find myself. I got to see what it is that's really going to light me up, that's going to lift me up. It's going to spark my interest. I got to follow what I'm passionate about, because the Lover's card is also about this passion here. So in order for you to have that union, guys, you got to go on that quest and find what makes you happy. The union itself is not going to make things better for you. It's not going to make you happy. You got to be the one to get yourself out of those dark, damp woods and go find the light. Okay? This is a change of interest here. It's like, you know what? I need to do me. I need to go find this I'm hearing like utopia, but euphoria. It's like, I got to find what is going to make me content. I got to find that fulfillment on my own. The joy comes from within. It's not from any outside source. Some of you are staying in relationships for the wrong reasons, and it doesn't work out. You're faking your happiness. You're pretending everything is okay when your overall energy is 5 of Pentacles. There could be depression here for some of you. You're enabling unhealthy attachments to people, to things. You're lying to yourself and other people about how you really feel. There's a huge disparity here with these energies. You're thinking everything's fine and dandy, Gemini, but at the end of the day, you're really, really in a low place. And I'm not to make it worse. I'm not here to make it worse for you. I'm here to make it better. And that starts with you going in the opposite direction and say, fuck this 5 of Pentacles. I am going to do something different. I'm not going to keep getting into these relationships where I'm just trying to seek someone to fill a void because I'm unhappy, because I'm depressed. I just want somebody to be romantic. I want this like love here. But it's, again, romance is below agape, guys. That's eros love. That is not what God wants you to ultimately experience this lifetime. It's something even bigger than that. And some of you may be getting into these relationships where there is no soul connection. Maybe it's just based on sex. I don't know. That somebody needs to hear that. But you've got to understand that there's something more potent than that. Because some of you know that you are lacking something bigger when it's just like the sex or the romance or something along those lines. You still feel emotionally empty. That's why you got to walk away. You got to let go and let God. There's something about just letting go of the past. All right. Stop getting hung up on what didn't work in your relationships and start working on you so that you are at the highest vibration of all to attract somebody who's going to be fantastic for you, who's in alignment with what you are vibrating at. There is also an energy here for someone. Someone really doesn't feel worthy of this connection. Okay. There's regretting the past. Someone was really feeling a lot of self-worth issues here. And they didn't see this deep soul connection for what it was until later on. And this person's getting caught up in this energy where it could be you, Gemini, or your person, or somebody that you know. Someone's getting caught up in this energy where I can't let the past dictate my future. I need to leave what happened back there so that I can have this really beautiful union with someone. Because there's also a lack of true love here in somebody's life. Someone's like depleted of that. And that you or that person knows that, Gemini. And again, with the emotional unfulfillment, they're like, this is what's missing in my life. Someone who could be my best friend, someone who who sees the world the same way that I do, or they understand your view of the world and they have compassion for you. They see the divinity in you. That's what this type of love is. You may not see things exactly the same, but you're energetically in alignment because you see this love for what it is. So there's somebody here who really needs to let go of what was done in the past. In that connection, somebody not seeing this connection for what it is, somebody not believing in this. Somebody saying, I don't want to be emotionally attached. I don't want to have this deep soul connection with anyone. I just want romance. I just want sex. I just want whatever, something platonic even. But somebody's realizing that it makes them feel low because there's something that's missing there. So this person's having to tell themselves, I have to walk away from that because I know there's something better. True love is one of the greatest gifts that God could ever give us. You just can't fake your happiness anymore, Gemini. And for those of you who continue to find yourself in these relationships where they're inauthentic, they don't work out, you need to go do you. It's what I had to do. God specifically said, no dating, Jess. I couldn't even do that. I even tried, and you should have seen all of the divine intervention that happened with that. And I was like, okay, I get it, God. I get it. But that's the thing. I wasn't going to be able to fully focus on my emotional healing getting myself into alignment with my higher self and really focusing fully on God, having a strong bond with God if I was going to be around trying to still fill the void that I was doing for so many years. And that was me just being in some sort of relationship just to have somebody there, just to fill something up that, I could never really fill. It's like my thirst was never quenched because of that. I was pouring from an empty cup. And I was attracting relationships that were empty. And that dealt with that I wasn't fully healed emotionally. I didn't fill my cup up so that I could be ready to attract that type of connection with my counterpart. So I had to walk away from that. I was like I was, down in the dumps. Like, man, I can never find love. It never really worked out for me. All my relationships, they taught me a lot of shit, but they were not something like this. There was no deep soul connection. I was in relationships with people where we didn't have the same interests, and I was very passionate about a lot of things. Yet the people that I had actual relationships with, like especially long-term, they weren't passionate about those things like I was. Like for me, I'm really passionate about music. That is my number one thing. I'll throw in football there. I'll throw in nature, hiking, going to the ocean, whatever. But you get my point. Everybody else that I had a long-term relationship with, nope. And when I talked about music, when I talked about these things, it was like dead conversation. Crickets. I couldn't share my passion with someone. That's what some of you need to go find. And for some of you, you could very well have a counterpart who shares certain passions with you, but there's still something here where you got to work on the emotional healing. You got to focus on yourself. And there's also these other things about, like with my ex-husband. He didn't really have a relationship with God, but I did. It was different then, but he even viewed marriage differently. And this could be marriage. I viewed marriage differently, and I still married the guy anyway. I dated other people. Actually, other people had very different viewpoints about God than I did. And that was a huge red flag, and I never heeded it. And that was really important to me. And it still is. And it's way more important to me now than it ever was. About putting God first above everything. If the relationship that I get into next, if that person is not there, then it's not going to work for me. On top of everything else. So some of you really need to look at this more closely and see why you're not having these fulfilling relationships. Because a lot of you, it's not based off of the soul, and God is not involved in this. Now you can say, well, why does God have to be involved in this? But that's your choice. But what I channel, what I teach here, God is first and foremost if you want to have this incredible connection with someone. Because without that, you have nothing. There's also somebody here who's a little bit fearful of rejection because of what's happened in the past with that person. There's something about you may have rejected this person, Gemini, or this person rejected you because of trust issues. You didn't trust the connection, or your person didn't trust it. Take it how it resonates, guys. I'm going to say it however I want to say it. But somebody here did not trust this connection. They didn't believe in true love. They're like, I don't want to have that soul. It's too deep. It's too profound. It's too scary. I can't deal with that. I don't think that's what love is. I don't think that that's what should be in my life right now. But that's, again, somebody's lacking. They're realizing that it fulfills them at the end of the day. So somebody here rejected this connection several times because of trust issues. They didn't trust God. They didn't trust the person they were in the connection with. They didn't trust the connection itself. But they have learned to trust it now, which is why the Eight of Cups is here. I got to let that go because I know somebody now knows what this connection really is about. That there's a purpose in this connection. This is mission oriented, okay, with this divine union. All divine unions have a mission. That's why when you get hung up on the romance, that's not part of why you are in a counterpart connection. Because you have a mission here with that person. You just don't go right off into the sunset and have a picket fence and a house and some kids and whatever and just like enjoy each other. No, there is a divine mission that you guys need to uphold, which is why you are part of these connections. And somebody here has realized this. So they're like, there is something better. This deep love here is important because when this connection materializes, this couple here is going to be an excellent example of what a true divine connection is, what a divine marriage is, what a divine couple is, what true love is, and how both of them overcame trust issues, overcame, heartbreak in relationships, overcame relationship that weren't authentic, that people were just not seeing eye to eye, and they weren't valuing what was really important in life then, so they attracted people who didn't value those same things, and it never worked. But these two people realized that, and you guys are being examples of this to others. But again, it starts with you. You choosing what is right for you. And that starts with you choosing God first and foremost. And when you do that, everything shifts. There's also, oh my God, an energy here where there is a union that is about to happen for those who are in alignment. You're in alignment, your person's in alignment, you're both in alignment with each other. The worst is over. You're coming out of the woods. There's a big change here. There's also forgiveness. You're moving on to bigger, better, brighter things. This Eight of Cups indicates that. The life that you are living right now no longer fits. You've outgrown your environment. And now you're heading to bigger, better things. There's a change in relationship here. There's also even a change in job for somebody. But I'm getting more relationship here. Somebody's having a change of heart, change of interest. They want this union. You want this union. You both want each other. You're both in alignment together. And all these difficulties, all these hardships, all these challenges, you're coming out of that now. Things are getting better. And some of you are no longer going to be single, and you're now going to move to have another journey, but going on a journey with your counterpart. And you guys are going to be healing together. Because the healing never completes. Guys, we're always growing, learning, and evolving, and we're always continuing to heal. I've learned that a lot. Even when I got to union with myself, because that's the requirement before harmonious sacred union can occur, I started to realize that I still needed some healing to do. We all do. It's part of the evolution. So yeah, it looks like for some of you, you're coming out of the woods. You may have not been getting support, okay? But it looks like somebody is coming in to help you with something. Could even be about money. Could even be about moving somewhere, because that's relocation. But it looks like somebody here is coming in, and it may come as a surprise because Dracula is coming through the window. This union's going to happen out of nowhere for some of you. There are some of you who are coming out of your wilderness season with that Five of Pentacles. Okay. Your relationship is going to be, you are going to rebuild this relationship. It's a turning point now. There are more positive changes that are happening in this connection. It could very well be, Gemini, that your counterpart has fully accepted this connection for what it is, which I was talking about. and then letting go of the past that they left you out in the cold. They abandoned you. But that's because that was reflecting of their abandonment issues. Both of you probably had abandonment issues, and that's why you attracted each other in the first place. But some of you have healed from that, amongst other things. So now this person's walking away from the past of like how they mistreated you and how they just left you out there. They left you hanging in a sense. That person's like, I can't stay back there anymore. What's done is done. So somebody, again, they're like accepting this connection. And there is somebody here who kept rejecting this connection for quite some time. The Knight of Bats is at the top. See, someone's coming to rush in because they see it clearly now. These are sudden, drastic life changes that are happening. There's a major shift happening in this connection. For some of you, that's for those of you who are not worried about union. You are happy regardless. You, even if you may be having financial difficulties, or even if you like feel like nothing is going on, or you're missing out on stuff, or you don't have something, you're not focusing on this. You're focusing on the positive, especially with your connection. You're staying the course. You're keeping your eye focused. This is a mission-oriented person. No matter what's going on in the 3D where you're lacking, you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on mission. And you're like, I am going to stay in alignment no matter what. I'm going to keep focused on what God has called me to do. And that's why for some of you, you're ready for this divine union here. But there is somebody who's rushing in. It's going to happen fast. I said it's a surprise, right? Dracula's coming out of that window. This person's like upping the ante. It's like God lit a fire under this person's ass, and he's like, giddy up, horsey, let's go. Let's go do this. This is the champion here. This is the one who goes to fighting for the king and the queen. This person's going to come in because they're fighting for this connection. They're not going to get themselves stuck in the past anymore because of what happened and the pity party, and I'm not deserving of this, and I can't believe this, and that, whatever. No, they're like, shit, this person had a huge change of heart, like a huge change of interest, and like, I'm going after this now. The others of you, you need to stop trying to save people. You need to stop trying to come in to save your counterpart, to save a friend, to save something, because it's not working. Right? Some of you in those relationships, they're not working for you because you're like, oh, I want to save you. I can help you. I can help you. Yeah, you're down and out. You feel low. You feel, abandoned. Let me go save you. No, they need to save themselves, and you need to save yourself, Gemini. Somebody keeps coming in and out of your life. Someone could be telling you very harsh things, right? They come in and they leave. Abandonment issues. They come in, say some really challenging things to you, or there's something that's not nice. Somebody could be mentally manipulating you or mentally abusing you, verbally abusing you. Why are you dealing with this person? This person's energies are all over the place. Let them do their work and you do yours. You can't keep trying to save the day all of the time. You can't keep trying to save your counterpart, to save other people. You probably have attempted multiple times, but each time this results. You feel left out. This person just leaves you out of nowhere, right? Comes in one day, out the next. You deserve better, Gemini. But you need to work on your emotional state. You need to do you going forward. But again, there's something majorly that's shifting, and somebody is coming in real fast. They're coming in after you, Gemini. That's for those who have, stayed calm amidst the storm. Those of you who didn't get caught up in the union, there's no lack mentality here. Oh, where's this person coming in, and why don't I have this person in my life yet? Blah, blah, blah. Nope, you are focusing on mission. because you know that it's not just about being in union with your person. All right, let's see what guidance we have for you. I was not expecting to channel that much, but what guidance do we have for Gemini? Oh boy, there we go. Well, if I did not say energy shift, there's confirmation right there. Sea Beacon Fairy number 3, guidance, but where will it lead you? So many signs I've been getting this, guys. There's the Eclipse Mermaid with the shift, and there's the Violet Duchess, stifled, bored, and stuck. Somebody may be unemotionally fulfilled because they're bored. They're like, there's something missing. I don't have that fulfillment. Oh, I turned right to the Violet Duchess, so we'll start there. The bottom of the deck is the Winged Seer. You see clearly. Clairvoyance, number 12. I talked about someone sees this connection for what it is now. All right, so let's look at this. Bored and stifled. Ah, yes, she's trying to be good and nice and polite, but it's not working. This lovely, very passionate aristocrat has her fairy wings tucked firmly in, not visible at all, and is sitting stiffly, listening to someone give a lecture on manners. She's polite on the surface, but it's easy to see and feel that she is bored, frustrated, and ready to fly away at the first opportunity. She is tired of stuffiness with people around here, of being proper, formal, and ever so ladylike. She finds herself restricted by a world where manners and protocols have become more important than spontaneity, magic, and freedom, and she longs for that. For now, she will bide her time, but you can see the frustration growing beneath, and frustration is, after all, only your own life force tuned within and longing to break free of its restraints. Your desire to be liked, to please, and to be seen as a lady or a gentleman is cheating yourself out of something wonderful that you deserve to experience. Sometimes there are rules that simply need to be broken. Keeping to the spirit of the law sometimes means breaking the letter of the law. That's how things change. There is a situation at the moment that has revealed itself as unjust, unfair, and absolutely unattractive to you, but you have yet to speak up. The most inspiring thing about this situation is that you'll discover just how safe it is to stand up for what you truly believe in. Others will be inspired too, so while it feels like you're taking a risk at first, after a while, you'll realize you started your own small revolution. You may be dealing with somebody who's acting nice, or you're acting nice to somebody who's just not having it, and it's not working. Let them be. Okay? Again, stop trying to help this person and save this person. They need to get out of these energies. All right? Your desire to be liked, to please, and be seen as a lady or gentleman. Okay? Just be yourself, Gemini. This is also for somebody who's emotionally unfulfilled. You're bored. You want something different, right? Some of you or your person may have been really frustrated with how society is, right? Protocols are more important. Nobody wants to be spontaneous. Nobody is seeing the magic in the universe, being free to be who you want, to do what you want to do, right? All this programming, all this conformity. And this person's like, no, I'm not having it. But it's, yeah, speaking your truth and being who you really are, okay? They want me to do the Sea Beacon Fairy next because the shift one needs to be done last or after this one. All right. Sometimes when a clear path seems to be taking you in the right direction, it helps to know who is holding the light up. Because while this beautiful Sea Beacon Fairy is most certainly guiding a lost ship, who knows whether she leads it? Who knows whether she leads it toward rocks or toward safe harbor? And this is the choice you have to make now. Is this path that is clearly being lit the right one? Simply because there is light, is the source a true and good guide? Would you be best to await another way out of the storm? Or are you so eager to avoid the storm and the challenge that you will follow the first light that comes along? I hold up the lights, but only you can choose as to whether the direction I will lead you in is the right one for you at this time. It may be your salvation I lead you to, and it may be that I am gathering souls, and you will perish upon rocks or drown in cold seas. I know this is hard to hear. It is not a sure thing, this advice and guidance you have received, for all its insistence that it comes from the light. The advice may not be that which you need to follow this time. I understand this may be confusing, but I am assuring you mostly of one great truth, that perhaps you must find your own way out at this time. A perfect solution to a problem has been presented to you, but whether it is wise to take it is another thing altogether. You may have more resources and opportunities than you are aware of, or than you are allowing yourself to believe in. Do not be too quick to follow the first opportunity that comes. Wait and check both your sources and your inner wisdom. There are many paths and many solutions. Not all advice will be right for you. So when I get this card, every time I get this card, guys, and when I look at this Sea Beacon Fairy, I get light workers. There are some of you who are being misguided by other light workers or other people. It does not have to be a light worker, but the first thing that I get, because of the light in this lantern here that she's carrying, I get that. And this talks about guidance. What guidance are you going to follow? Some of you may have been following I don't want to say wrong, following guidance that is not in alignment with your highest good. That would be better. You may have followed some guidance from some people, and you decided to, you followed it, and you made poor choices. Because the shadow side of the Lovers, what you need to work on, some of you are continuing to make poor choices in relationships. All right. There are people that you're getting advice from that is not working out for you, because some of you may be trying to take the easy way out. That's for some of you, not for all of you. Okay. And then we have Eclipse Mermaid, a powerful energy shift. This is really, you trust your gut first. And if there's someone who's really leading you on a divine path, the path of truth, because Gemini, it's truth. It's information that is honest. There's integrity there. Right? So if you're being misguided and people are taking you off that path of truth, I would be very cautious with following that guidance, okay? The Eclipse Mermaid. The beautiful Eclipse Mermaid floats in the wild Red Sea, feeling a very powerful energy shift taking place. She's bathing in the energy and interacting with the energy, but she is not trying to direct it or force it to a particular direction. She has already prepared and is moving with it, but there is no effort involved. She is staying quiet still, very calm but vigilant and observant at this moment. Her eyes reflect the energy of the eclipse, and within her, all that has been hidden will be emerging into the open. What she will become depends on what she has hidden away. Eclipses are a time of great shifts and awakenings and sometimes unwanted and uninvited change. When an eclipse comes through your life, simply acknowledge that a cosmic event is taking place, and it will have a ripple effect throughout your world. Allow what needs to emerge to come out, because during this powerful time, nothing can remain suppressed, hidden, or underneath anymore. Demons are coming out. The shadows are coming out to the surface, transmuting the dark into light. We are in the middle of eclipse season. I'm looking at the number 10. This may be significant to you. 10 is about completion, endings, and beginnings. This eclipse is bringing something to an end here. All right? Because again, nothing can remain suppressed, hidden, or underneath anymore. And because we're still in eclipse season, this is very appropriate why this card is coming out. And the 10 could have another significance to you. I'm getting something about November 10th. That's right before Veterans Day. But I don't know. They're drawing me to this 10 for whatever reason. Okay. But with this energy shift, you're about to experience needs. The energy shift you're about to experience needs preparation. No effort, no force, but it helps to be ready. Expect amazing dreams, possible clairvoyant experiences, and please do watch addictions, gossip, the internet, the kinds of food you eat, and who you spend time with and how they influence you. These are all very significant when this being comes to visit. This is a magnificent time to start a new health regime, particularly if you are wishing to reduce addictions that are unhealthful. We talked about unhealthy things. Low self-worth, pity parties, depression, Maybe you're doing some physical harm to yourself, okay? That needs to end. You are choosing to do this, Gemini, and I love you with the love of Christ, but that needs to stop. You have help out there. Go find it. You are deserving of so many great things, Gemini, if you're doing that to yourself, but you need to do something about it. You got to help yourself first. Remember, there's no real avoiding life and the planets and the galaxies' energy shifts. You can work with these eclipses and maximize their amazing power, or you can do nothing and their changes could overwhelm you. The worst choice is to fight the energy and refuse to try something new. What will you choose as your own personal eclipse approaches? Oh my goodness. A deeply emotional, energetic shift akin to that of a powerful full eclipse is taking place in your life. There could be revelations, scandals, and truths being told too at this time, and you may feel the urge to change what you eat, how you look and dress, how you express yourself, what classes you take, who you hang out with, and what you thought you wanted to do with your life. If you are on the path, your own soul path, everything that takes place will be good and right, even if it is disruptive. If you have not placed your feet on the path, this time may feel more disruptive, tumultuous, and surprising. Any change at this time will bring you closer to who you truly are. It is up to each of us to choose how we move through an eclipse. Only one thing is certain: resistance is futile. You can't resist whatever this eclipse is bringing you, guys, and some of you are probably going through these changes right now. God is trying to lead you to something bigger and better. You can't beggar with the Five of Pumpkins, the Five of Pentacles. You can't resist what God has ordained for you. The Winged Seer. Your clairvoyant ability is being enhanced by the Winged Seer. You may be able to tune in remote view hold on, I can't read today. You may be able to tune in remote view, almost be able to see behind doors and into rooms and receive images that let you know that someone is doing something without you actually being there at the time. And all of these experiences will either empower or scare you. You have asked for more information, asked to discover what you need to know. Now that the information has come to you, you must be courageous and take action based on what you cannot logically explain. It is important, now more than ever, to be honest about what you can see, but most of all, to be honest with your own self. Okay? Some of you are very clairvoyant. You can see clearly now the rain is gone. Trust in what you are seeing, what you are getting. And as it says, now that the information has come to you, you must be courageous and take action based on what you cannot logically explain. And some of you, you can't logically explain this connection. I totally get it, guys. I'm in one. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense, but other times it does. However, true love, there's no logic in true love, guys. There's none. There's no logic in this deep soul connection because it's way above us. Okay? Get ready for some changes, guys. But be adaptable to them. Because again, Eight of Cups, there is something better and you know it. I really hope this reading helped you. If you would like a personal reading with me or a live coaching session, either via phone or via Zoom, check out the description box below. Go to capellawellness.com. Check out my service suite there. You could also check out my Capella memberships that I offer. There's many different tiers. Some of them have a 14-day free trial. You can try them out. No extra cost to you. You can cancel right before, or if you want to keep it, if you feel it's beneficial to you and it's really helping you to get out of your Five of Pentacles, to help you with your emotional healing, by all means. You don't have to do anything. You can just, you'll get charged after the 14 days and you can keep it for as long as you want. You also have the option to downgrade or upgrade. When you have a membership, just be mindful of what benefits you may be losing if you downgrade and the benefits you are acquiring if you upgrade. All right. It's very easy to upgrade, downgrade, and it's very easy to cancel as well if even after you've had the membership, you feel it's not for you anymore. There's daily guidance videos with that, which are very, very awesome stuff. I go really into the weeds with those readings, guys. So that would be very, very helpful with the weeklies that you get with the other free content that I give on YouTube. You will also be able to chat with me directly in the mobile app. You get to meet some amazing people in the Capella Circle. You get to join in my members-only live sessions. Those are amazing as well. Very insightful, very beneficial. I would highly recommend that you join in on those. And if you look at the membership cost, you're really getting more bang for your buck, okay? And some of the higher tiers, they give you monthly coaching sessions with me. You get to choose whether it's phone or it's Zoom. Usually I start off with the Zoom ones. In the beginning, you can always switch off to the phone ones. Yeah, a whole bunch of other stuff, guys, is part of those. A whole bunch of stuff is part of those memberships. I think the grammar is correct there. Anyway, you have any questions about the memberships, guys? Reach out to me. Let me know. Okay? Or anything else you may have questions on. All right, Gemini, that concludes your reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today. Always, I send you so, so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jasmine, Capella Wellness, starring out.